This video will show you how the 2019 Stryker Cruiser 3214 toy hauler can fit and haul the large Yamaha Viking 6-seat Ranch Edition side-by-side. We'll also show you the main features of the RV and provide answers to the questions we couldn't find when looking at other review videos. When we loaded the side-by-side facing forward, the trailer had a lot of sway because the rear of the side-by-side is much heavier than the front. When you load it forward, the front bumper goes underneath the countertop and you have around 4 inches of space in the front. I had read in toy hauler groups when you load a side-by-side backwards, it hauls much better, and we tried it. It had a lot less sway, but you do have less room in the front and the back doing so. The side door of the toy hauler works great to strap to one side of the machine. With the side-by-side taking up most of the cargo area, you have to use the D-rings in the floor that are located near the center of the side-by-side. I kept the straps flat and long to keep it from moving during transportation. In the 3214, there is 12 D-hooks in the floor. These are very strong, rated at 5,000 pounds apiece. So when we're strapping down side-by-side with plenty of options to hook on with all the straps around. When we traveled the first time and hooked the straps on, did not move an inch, which is great. We don't have a limited room in the front and back. Another great thing when you're loading side-by-side, the floor has little lines on it for the tile pattern, where it works great to be able to line it up when you're backing the side-by-side in. Our truck is a 2013 Ram 2500 with a Cummins diesel. You got around 8 miles per gallon hauling down the road. Hitching is very important towing a camper. So with a larger camper like this, the Blue Ox was the one we chose. So it helps with weight distribution for the truck and sway control. You can see where it's hooked up with the bars and the chains that clamp onto the frame. Also up here in the front we have two 30-pound propane tanks. This area here is your dinette area, which also converts into a queen-size bed. The dinette seating flips so we can convert it over to a bed. The ceilings are quite high, so where the pins are at for the beds, I'm tall, I can reach, but if you're a little shorter, you might need a step stool. Different than your pins that hold the top bunk on, underneath of the seats there's safety pins. You have to pull these out before you hinge the seat down. Pick up a little bit, releases out of the pins, lower it straight down. Put your safety pins back in before you travel down the road. With the bunk out of the way and the seats off to the side, and we have plenty of height and width to bring in the side-by-side. To get up to the top bunk, you're going to need a ladder. It does not come with one with the RV. Up here is also a great place to store the table or the couch area. This table is one we had over the top bunk to store out of the way. It quickly goes in and out of place with a couple poles and put the table up top. The couch has your remote control. You have heated and vibrated seats. All 3 seat areas will recline out. You just have to pull a lever, kick your feet out, and recline back. It comes with 2 chairs. They're indoor, very comfortable, heavy duty. They swivel around. They do not recline back or the feet do not kick out at them. The nice part about this layout is you can put them in a kitchen area to travel down the road. It comes equipped with a multi-function stereo system, has a subwoofer, speakers inside, outside. You can use Bluetooth, USB, auxiliary port, micro SD, or play the radio. It comes with a nice 50-inch flat screen TV. You can use it to play DVDs, local stations, satellite, cable, or use HDMI. Also has a travel strap in the front you can take off when you're watching it, or keep secure traveling down the road. The kitchen area has a lot of nice features. A very high faucet for the sink, and you can slide over the countertop to make more space. And the microwave is about the same size as the one you get in a normal house. A 3-burner stove, and you have a glass top that goes over top of it when not in use. In the oven area, you can put something in there that's decent size. And we got the fridge and freezer top and bottom doors. So it is a switch over from propane to shore power. You can use it to drive down the road or when you're plugged in. We close the slide in so you can see how much space is in the kitchen area when you travel down the road. This is the area where the chairs would go. There's lots of cabinet space in here. With the tall ceilings, things are very high. Even this top cabinet, I would need a step stool to reach inside. And the cabinet space and toy hauler area does not get in the way in loading your side-by-side. The shower has nice doors open up, so easy to get in and out of. You have plenty of room on the inside when you're cleaning up. You can do chicken dance if you want to. Also, plenty of room above so you don't have to duck your heavy in the shower. In the bedroom area above the bed, there is 3 doors for storage. Also, you have a little shelf. You can put your phones on there or other things for storage. A USB port in the middle to charge your phones. You do not have to be plugged in or a generator on for that to work. The generator control is above that shelf. You have a taller closet next to each side of the bed. You can use hangers to hang in there. Below that, there's a pull-out drawer. One of the questions that we had is how loud it would be with the generator running. It is underneath the bed area in the front, but being it's usually cooler out at nighttime, I probably wouldn't run a generator at that time anyway. So during the day, if it makes a little bit of noise when you're running and you're in a kitchen area, wouldn't be a problem. It comes with a standard camper bed, which is not very thick and a little bit stiff compared to your average house bed. After sleeping in the original bed for one night, I knew I would need a more comfortable bed for a good night's sleep over a long period of time. I bought a mattress that was recommended through Wilderness RV Mattress. This one feels just like the bed in my house. There's a storage area underneath the foot of the bed. You have to pick up the mattress to be able to access it. With the original mattress that was much lighter, it was easier to get to. But the newer mattress is a little bit heavier, so it's almost a 2-person job. There's limited space to walk around the bed. And also with the mattress we put in, it took about 4 inches of space out of the walkway. It comes with an onboard fuel station for filling up your toys. All you have to do to use that is open this little smaller door, turn the pump on, and fill up. On the toy hauler, it comes standard with a 30-gallon fuel tank. It is filled up on the side. That is the same fuel tank your generator sucks fuel off of. After a fun day of riding, hitting the mud on the trails, you can plug in a spray port in the side to clean up your machine. Or you have a water fight with your neighbors. Ah! One of the nice benefits called a 3214 model is if your toy hauler area is full and your side-by-side is loaded up, you can still fully access your seating area. You put the table out here, your kitchen, the bedroom, the bathroom. You have the door up front to get in and out of, and you don't have to unload your side-by-side. With being a toy hauler, bringing in a side-by-side, you're going to have dirt in the floor. So you'll need a spot for a broom. There's not a tall broom closet in here, but open area in the space back by the toy hauler compartment. So command hooks that can hook a broom onto the wall work great. So you even put another mop next to it here, or maybe even a step stool you hook up next to it. But the little holders with the command hooks stick out of the wall and it held up really great. So I originally believed that fifth wheel toy haulers would tow better down the road. And we looked at those models first in the toy haulers. And all their showers and bedrooms are in the front area. One of the issues I ran into there is the showers were above the higher up part in the fifth wheel, and they're really short. So we're just like a little tiny camper, or I had a duck get inside the shower and my head was brushing the ceiling. So the tow behind model like the 3214 is worked much better with the higher ceilings all the way through. The only time I have to duck my head is going through the doors into the bedroom and the bathroom. One of the great benefits we found with the Stryker line is the increased cargo capacity. They can haul 3,600 pounds, and after we load up the side-by-side, which weighs 1,900 pounds, we still have plenty of capacity left for water and cargo. When we looked at other RV lines, they would be maxed out when you load in a side-by-side, so you wouldn't be able to take anything extra with you. So since we plan on purchasing the camper, if it all worked out after the demo period, when originally talking to Brandon Dolney, he says if you use the camper down south in warmer climates, you're going to want a second AC unit. And since we would use it down south, we wanted to make sure we got a second AC. So good thing we talked to him beforehand, because if you have a model that comes from the factory with 50 amp service, those ones are prepped for a second AC unit. So Brandon Dolney and his crew, they installed a second AC unit, which goes above the rear bunk area. When the bottom bunk is converted into a dinette area, there's not much lighting over the table. If your cat thinks it's a dog and likes to go on adventures with you, this cabinet works great to put an extra large litter box. And you might want to think again before locking him in the bedroom or bathroom to keep him safe and out of the way. After taking the RV out and seeing where everything functions, there are only 3 things we're putting on our wish list for future designs. First, some models with a smaller cargo area have a divider between the cargo and living area to keep the mud out. This would be a nice feature to have, but we also like this open floor pan because it's nice and roomy. Next, the ceilings are tall enough to have standard house doors where I don't have a duct to go through them. I'm guessing all RVs are built with one size door, and that's why Stryker uses them. Lastly, having another foot of space to walk around the bed would make it more convenient. Although, compared to my last camper, there wasn't space next to the bed, you just got in it from one side. So having any amount of space to move around is a bonus to me. Our small wish list is not a deal breaker for meeting your needs and purchasing the 3214. We're pleasantly surprised by the amount of features and technology built into the toy hauler. We can tell a lot of thought has gone into details and layout of the Stryker model. We want to thank everyone at Dolney RV Center in Kawkawlin, Michigan for allowing us to demo this RV so we can share our findings with you and make sure we have the RV that best fits our needs. If you are in the market for a new RV and want a hassle-free and easygoing shopping experience where you're treated like family and not a number, Brandon Dolney and the crew will be happy to show you the options available in the market and go over the pros and cons of each unit to make sure your RV experience is a great one.